What's up, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, listen, I want to talk about a situation that happened last week in Florida. I think it was Flagler County, and it's about this guy right here, Terry Lee Vetch, 60-year-old man. And Terry Lee Vetch, guys, is the equivalent of a male Karen. Now, that word Karen is called a lot out here in the world, but it really fits this dude. This dude right here turned something minuscule into something major and got TV notoriety for the wrong reasons. You know, guys, being a man, nowadays you hear somebody say, hey, be a man and do this. And you know what I'm saying? You know, it's many different definitions of what a man should be and what a man is and how a man should carry himself. And this guy right here did not exhibit any of them traits. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, and from what I've seen and examples that were put before me, a man does what he wants to do. I mean, what he has to do. So later on, he can do what he wants to do. This guy right here is trash. A man tries to resolve conflict, not create it. You know what I mean? We try to keep peace and balance in our lives to where we can move forward, and anybody that's around us can benefit in the positivity that we exude amongst ourselves. I'm gonna play this video clip, and I want you to look at how weak this guy is. You know, a lot of people say a real man is strong. And, you know, an attribute of being a real man is having strength, whether it's mental strength or physical strength. This guy right here is the weakest of the weak. Check this out.
Camera. Home security video shows a man point a gun at a woman because a car backed into his driveway. This happened Saturday off Wood Ash Lane in Palm Coast. Terry Lee Vetch was arrested, charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Vetch is now out on bond. News4Jax reporter Marilyn Parker is joining us. Marilyn, this video, it is really frightening.
It really is. And think of all the wrong place shootings we've seen across the country just this year. But in this case, thankfully, no one was physically injured. But the reports say this man threatened to kill this woman because of a car in his driveway. Let's set the scene off Wood Ash Lane in Palm Coast. Saturday, this car backed into this driveway to reposition, then go into the driveway across the street. This is 60-year-old Terry Vetch. He walks across the street, slaps the rear window, then a woman comes from the front door and asks what's going on. The two argue and curse at each other. He accuses her of driving in his driveway. Then the woman crosses the street. Vetch pulls out a gun and points it right at her. She freezes. He puts it back down, then briefly walks away, telling someone inside his home to call the cops.
His whole issue is that this car came into his driveway, but here he is going over into his neighbor's yard.
We showed this video to News4Jax crime and safety analyst Lakeisha Burton.
It was over the top. I think that this demonstrates that just because you're a lawful gun owner doesn't mean you need to carry a gun.
Black County 911, where is your emergency?
Listen to what Vetch told the 911 dispatcher.
This woman came at me in my driveway, threatening me.
Okay, do you know who she is?
I don't know who she is. The neighbor across the street is. He's pending a drug charge right now for trafficking fentanyl. They've been doing drugs. The woman came at me. I pulled the gun out because she's coming at me.
He told something similar to deputies when they arrived.
She's coming clear across into my yard, okay, into my face, okay, and in a threatening manner. And I'm like, I'm not going to deal with it. I don't come out here. I've got a revolver and it's sitting in there. It's unloaded right now. And I'm like, I put it in my pocket before I walked out, and then when she came up into my face, I pulled it out. I said, back away. Stay the away from me.
This report says the bullets were outside the gun, but he admitted to pulling the hammer back and pointing it at her head. It also notes how he pulled the gun on her before she was on his property. Burton says it's safest if people try to de-escalate situations or not even engage.
We're living in a different world now. You never know people's mental state. This individual pulled out a weapon, and the victim in this case continued to engage in this confrontation. And this could have been deadly over something as simple as pulling in the wrong driveway.
And here's a statement from the Flagler County Sheriff Rick Staley. He says, unfortunately, this is how someone's anger over a small issue could have turned deadly. It is important for everyone to remember to control their anger so that issues such as this don't occur. And you can watch these videos right now on news4jax.com.
Y'all see that? You see how he twisted the story? This guy right here is trash. He's trash. And he's cowardly. The lady went by the driveway, backed up, guys, and then went into the thing. The road ain't that big. You know what I'm saying? She seemed like an older woman. He already out there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to tell you something. Y'all don't think the male Karen is real? There's your proof right there. Species name. Called Karenus. I'm telling us. M. If it was a female, it'd be F at the end. That's him. That's what they do. This guy right here is the type of dude, and a lot of y'all know this, that sit in the window all day or sit on the porch somewhere and wait for something to go awry to where he feels as though he can speak up and invoke his constitutional rights and jump up and get in somebody's face to prove he's a badass, all the while standing on his own property because he thinks the law will be in his hands and somebody smacked the shit out of him in his own lawn. It's a lot of people out there like that. This guy, go out there. Why you have a gun in your hand? You seen there was a lady in there. He went across the street on their property, smacked the car on some road rage shit. Think about that. Get this piece of shit out of my yard. She was in your yard for a hot second, bro. People go in driveways and turn in and out all the time. This guy right here watches the news. Remember I say it's a lot of older people that watch the news and they get a full sense of how they think the world works by them watching the media. There's an example right there. A lot of people, when they get really old, all they do is watch the media and believe everything they see, and it makes them petrified of being in the world outside. He come outside the door. I guarantee you all these stories we did about people going in driveways and getting shots and all that stuff, getting shot, and you know, that right there sparked him. I guarantee you. He already had the gun in his pocket and it was way down in his pocket. He probably knew that was a woman driving the car and he felt that he gonna go over there and impose his power. But I'm gonna tell y'all something. And I want you to look back and think, look deep into this. It wasn't about that lady. She suffered the brunt of him not liking them neighbors. Because as soon as he got caught, in typical Karen fashion, started putting other people in it and telling stuff he didn't have to tell. They're over there. They're in trouble for meth. They're selling drugs. They're doing this. They're doing that. They had one person get locked up. That ain't got shit to do with you smacking this lady's car and putting a gun in her face. He put a gun in her face. And look, he smacked the car. He walked away. So you get certain type of dudes that do that shit too. They'll get to running their mouth, saying a bunch of stuff, and then walk away real quick before you can say something as if to say, I guess I told him, or save some face like they checked you. First thing mistake you made, bro, when you smacked the car and you said all that shit and walked across the street, you put the gun directly in her face. Did you see her freeze for a second? He put the gun in her face. They're going to put the gun down to cover his ass. This is typical Karen fashion. Call the police. Got on the phone. What was he doing, y'all? When you listen to the 911 call, what's the first thing he was doing? Like she chased him. He walked the whole time. She came at typical bullshit. The typical phrase. They came at me. She came at me. Only after you hit a car. I wish I was the cop on the scene and all this stuff was present at the time. I'd have told him to get his dumb ass on the ground. I'd have gave him some asphalt therapy. I'd have grounded his face up, put his back in it, my knee in his back, just like they do everybody else. And speaking of cops, I'm gonna tell you another thing about this type of creature right here, this type of animal, the male Karen. Motherfuckers like this, and somebody tell me I'm lying, probably know all the names of the cops that come in the neighborhood and try to befriend the cops and act like they support the police and all this other shit, right? Be at the neighborhood watch meetings and all that stuff when they know officers and stuff gonna be there. They try to put their face in the community like they holding it down, right? Only for the simple fact that they plan on doing something stupid and hope the cops come bail them out because they are the ultimate good Samaritan. Think about it. He exudes that example, that trait. He exudes that. Put the neighborhood watch sign right on my lawn. Put it right there. Yeah. Not on my watch. First motherfucker, you smack the shit out of him, he'll urinate on himself. That lady was old. He put that gun in her face. Ran in the house like she chased him. That's the stuff I don't like. If you're going to be a bitch, just be a bitch. But don't be going over the top with your bitch assness. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Come on. He too old. 60 years old? Terry, you 60 years old and you did that? Dudes like this be married and their wives don't even like them. Probably don't even have no friends. That's why they so glued and tuned into watching TV and looking at the lives of other people so they can pick and choose the bad stuff they say about them because they have no life. These type of dudes get forced into early retirement a lot of times at jobs because they can't get along with people. All in all, what he did was messed up. He got locked up for it. You know, he bonded out, but he need jail time. Another thing is this. You having that gun and all that stuff, once you step off your property and all that shit, that go out the window. How you gonna say explain you shooting somebody in the street? You shot her. She didn't even get a chance to get in your yard and you pulled the gun on her. You know what I'm saying? Your Ring doorbell told on you. The same security that you got to protect your bitch ass is what got you locked the fuck up. Why you ain't make no statement on the news? You know you was on the news article, they knocked him door. Why you ain't make no statement? Because you embarrassed. Because reality said it. Your little bullshit plan to try to make it look like the neighborhood hero didn't work. Now, you made an enemy of that lady. You went and told on 911 because the news is public knowledge. The people across the street that you said was drug dealers and stuff right there, they know you told, probably had an issue with you already, which I believe, and now you a target. Think about it. Backfired because you wanted to look cool. Fuck out of here. Guys, listen, leave me a comment, man. Tell me what you think. You know what I'm saying? Call Karen this. I'm telling this is real, man. Just like the juggernaut female. The male Karen is out there. He can be any color. You know what I'm saying? This species name was just for the white version. But there are all different versions out there. Y'all got to be careful. This one is one of the most dangerous. Because this guy right here is looking for an excuse to pull his gun out and act like he was a savior of the neighborhood. Knowing damn well he ain't going to do nothing. Guys, leave me a comment, man. As always, like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. When you see these type of people, don't fuck with them. They're dangerous. See you in the next video.